Okay, during this next video, this person actually patented a formulation and now he's launching the product. So please watch this video. It's interesting. Okay, everybody, this is Stephen Key. I'm back with inventRightTV, and I've got a very special guest that's going to talk about how he took an idea and he brought it to market just so we can all learn all the steps that it takes to do it. Hey, Robert, how are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. And it's an honor to be with you today. I just want to say thank you so much.
Well, you're very welcome. Okay, Robert, let's just dive in here. You've got let's talk about your first product. How did you, well, first of all, what is it and how did you come up with it and why is it important for everybody to know about it?
Okay, well, we're in the restaurant business in a resort town of Ocean City, Maryland. And it's a seasonal restaurant, so we work 8 months straight, and we have 4 months off. So we're in the hospitality industry, and basically, I'm an inventor, but I don't wake up in the mornings and say I'm going to go out and invent something. What I do is just living in the hospitality space, we just see where there's different flaws and where we can make improvements. So one of the biggest issues in restaurants or all industries actually is slip and fall accidents. They're number 2 in claims behind automobile accidents. It's like $22 billion a year in slip and fall claims.
Okay.
So every year when our insurance, Maria, comes, our rates go up every year. Well, we've been at our restaurant 20 years. We've never had a claim. So I always say, what's the issue? How come our insurance keeps going up? So it's due to everyone else slip and falls. 50% may be legit, 50% may not be legit, but either way, we all pay for it. So basically, we live in that space. And one day we were at a restaurant, a national restaurant, and we were sitting there, and one of the team members was mopping the floor with the wet mop and the bucket with the cones, and here comes 4 or 5 customers in. The manager comes out behind the counter, basically warning everybody of the wet floor. So we just kind of sat there and absorbed that and said, you know, I can't believe there's no product that dries in seconds that's an alcohol base and not a water base. So we have a very smart chemist, and we reached out to our chemist and we told him what we were interested in trying to achieve. We needed to end up with a product that would lift oil residues and from all surfaces. And in doing that, we also needed to dry in about 10 or 15 seconds.
So it needed to clean, but it needed to dry quickly.
Yes. And it needed to clean all surfaces because you can't have 8 different cleaners in a restaurant because you're going to end up with problems. So we wanted one all-natural cleaner that dried in seconds.
Well,
so he would make different recipes, and in doing that, he would send them down to our restaurant, and we would test them and tweak this and adjust that, and can we do this and can we do that? And after about the 12th go-round, we hit it perfect.
Okay. All right, Robert, how do you find a chemist to do this?
Well, it's a friend of ours, and he's extremely smart. And the deal we arranged as an inventor, the deal we arranged is we will pay for everything. We will encompass him on the patent, which was done by QuickPatents, Kevin Prince in Las Vegas. He does all our patents. And anyways, we'll pay for everything, and we'll be 50-50 partners, but his name will be on the patent.
Okay. All right, so you've got this great guy. He's a partner. He's on the patents. He comes up with all these formulations, and he's a good friend.
Yes.
Oh, geez. Okay. So once you've... Go ahead.
you kind of have to do things that way because we did not come from money, and this is all self-funded from the restaurant.
Okay.
So you have to get creative how you create
All right.
partnerships. If
Okay.
I went out and tried to retain a lab, we might
Oh,
not be able to afford it, and you
okay.
have to be careful when you disclose something
Sure.
uh,
Okay.
to different people.
Okay. So you've got the formulation. It took a while to get it right. Um, let's talk about protecting it for just a minute. How do you do that? How did you find Kevin Prince? Because he lives
Yes,
over on the West Coast and you're on the East Coast.
yes. Well, we love Las Vegas in our time off, and that's where Kevin is located, is in Las
All right.
Vegas. So he ended up we found him. I can't remember exactly. We found him while we were out in Las Vegas. We told him what we were trying to do. He has a office out there. We met him at his office,
Okay.
and first we had to do the whole patent search. So the first step is a patent search, and then
Okay.
this patent we received is actually with our recipe, all the different chemicals. This patent we
Okay.
received is actually a utility patent, and either patents can be a design patent and or
Okay.
utility. So you first start with the patent search.
Well, you know what's really interesting? I don't see a lot of people with intellectual property patents on formulations. So
Yes,
that's really cool that you got that,
yes. It took a couple go rounds uh,
of course. Okay.
to achieve
All right.
that. We received it for two reasons. One, it's the only product engineered to lift. Two, it's the
Okay.
only product engineered to dry in seconds.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's stay on the protection part for just a minute. You've got a lot of patents up on that wall there, Robert.
Yes.
And does Kevin do all those too? I mean,
Yes, he did every patent. So
wow.
we're
Okay.
up to patent number 8 now. Some are design, which are easier to get. Some are
Sure.
utility patents, which are more expensive, more difficult to get,
Of
more
course.
involved. It just
Okay.
depends. Kevin will hold your hand and guide you through everything.
Okay. Very good. All right. Let's talk. Let's move on. So you've got this great product. You know it works. You
Yeah.
protected it. What do you do next? How do you sell it? How do you do that?
Well, that's a good question. We're still trying to figure that out. So, when we first entered the space, you would think everybody would jump on a product that helped protect their facility and their
Okay.
staff and their customers. But
All right.
as we enter into the arena, if you will, chemical companies, they're all the big companies are all bought out by the chemical companies, meaning they buy their contracts for 5 or 10 years. So we thought this would be an easy space to get into because it's such a unique product line.
Okay.
Very, very difficult. But if I can just add, because our
Okay.
product lifts, we just ran a very unique test this fall. And I learned it from a customer at the restaurant who's in the pharmaceutical business. She mentioned that have we ever tested this against the MRSA virus, the germ MRSA, which is in the hospitals? And she
Okay.
said, because our product lifts, MRSA secretes on the outside like a stickiness, a sticky membrane. So she
All
said,
right.
do you think this will lift the MRSA? And I said, well, it lifts fryer oil, so I'm sure it'll lift the
Okay.
MRSA virus. So we sent it to a lab in Illinois. We had them run a test on it. We lifted 99.98% of MRSA, and we went one step further. We had them incubate it at the optimum temperature to see what happened after 24 hours. And when they brought it out and tested the glass slide, it fell below detection level.
Okay.
And this is an all natural product.
It's all natural.
So,
Okay.
so we, as far as marketing goes and trying to answer your question, this has kind of taken us into a whole new arena. We're going to start working with the healthcare field. So what
Good.
we do each year, because
Okay.
we're self-funded, is just keep trying to
Okay.
do some more lab tests.
Okay. Do you go to trade shows at all?
Yes, yes, and that's what we're finding. That's the best thing to do, is
Okay.
try to get to a trade show where you're working with the end user.
Got it.
Because if the
Okay.
end user wants it, they will tell their chemical company to
All
bring
right.
this in. If
Okay.
you approach the chemical company and Cleans Dry can replace 8 of their chemicals, because we don't need 8 different cleaning agents to do the job,
Okay. Robert,
nobody's going to bring you in.
tell me, let's move on. How do you manufacture it?
We
Who does
found a
that?
manufacturer. Finding a manufacturer is very difficult. You can't go to a huge manufacturer. Again,
Okay.
you have no sales, so you have to find a smaller to mid-size, which we did. They're located in Pennsylvania.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, you've got
Yes,
another product you want to talk about. What's that? Tell me what is
yes.
that?
Well, since we live in the slip and drying in seconds and the slip and fall space, we went ahead and developed the first motion sensor
Oh,
caution cone.
oh,
And it's motion sensor here, blinking yellow lights, a speaker, and of course it's lettered. And what I'll do is just plug it in. And this version we're making for a bathroom.
okay.
And as an inventor, you try to think of everything. So it's a channel in the back. So when you plug it in, you can slide the safety illuminator right over the plug and hide all of the wires.
Okay.
We don't want anybody to tamper with it.
Caution, wet floor. Caution, wet floor.
So there's going to be no question if there was a wet floor or not a wet floor. So that's the biggest thing. Too many people put up a caution cone and people trip on it. So they're creating a trip hazard, trying to warn against the slip and fall hazard,
All right.
because people may be drinking a little or looking at their cell phone and they trip on it. So I'll just plug this in, and it plugs into 110. Give it 1 minute.
Caution, wet floor.
Wow. So that's
Yes.
gonna, Robert, that's gonna warn somebody from a distance, hey, this is wet area, be careful, because you're right, some people just don't pay attention.
Yes. So when you would enter into any kind of bathroom, they could place this in the perfect spot where when the door swings open,
Caution, wet floor.
whoop, we'll unplug it.
All right, all right, all right.
Yeah. So
Okay,
they will set it.
did you protect this too?
Yes. This is under actually a worldwide patent pending with Kevin right now.
Wow, worldwide. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Worldwide.
how do you manufacture that?
Well, that's a good question. We're working with different manufacturers as we speak.
Okay.
And again, it's tough to, because you're a startup.
Okay.
A lot of people don't want to get involved in a startup, and but we're trying to get this part made. We made this all with a 3D printer, and
Wow.
I had a very smart electrical engineer who developed everything for the inside.
Yeah, it looks very professionally
Yeah.
done. Nice job.
Thank you. So it's coming along nicely. We debuted this at a trade show at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, and people were actually reaching out to us from all over the world with a whole different array of industries.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to put together a manufacturer.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's always different hurdles. So
So
you have customers and you don't have the manufacturer. You have the manufacturer and you don't have the customers.
So, Robert, really, to do a startup, you're self-funding, but it takes some money, doesn't it? It does take some
Oh
money.
yes,
Okay.
Yes. We got creative again on this and brought them in as a partner.
Okay.
Just because you can't afford to go out and find an electrical engineer and you don't want them having all your intellectual property. So
Okay.
we're always willing to share.
Okay.
If it's successful, there's plenty of pieces of the pie to share. So you have to find people that believe in you and share the same passion and want to push it forward. But there's nothing like this in the market space.
Nice.
The cleaning product, that's a competitive space. This is not a competitive space, and no chemical companies have contracts for equipment.
Okay.
So this is our inroad. So we're blocked everywhere else to get into the national chains, but this is how we get in. There's not an exclusive on the equipment. So this will get us our foot in the door, and then we'll let them know about the wonderful product Cleans Drive to accommodate this.
It sounds like your mind is always kind of thinking. Is there anything what's the next idea? Are you still working on this, or are you thinking about it, the one a little further out again? Because things like you just keep on coming up with new ones.
My other half will kill me if I come up with any new ones. So this is plenty for now. We have a lot of other things we work on, but they're all for the commercial space.
Okay.
So we're not really trying to get this on Walmart store shelves, but we would like Walmart to use it through their facility.
Well, Robert, thank you so much for coming on InventRightTV, explaining the whole process. Congratulations. I think you've got some really smart ideas. It does take some work getting to the right people. It looks like you're doing exactly what you need to do. So congratulations on everything.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and we greatly appreciate it.
We'll have you back once you start to get a little bit further down the road. We'll have you back, and you can talk about that as well. Okay?
Sounds good. We'll get there.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Stephen Key here. Thank you for watching InventRightTV. Until next time, please subscribe down below, and we'll see you again. Okay, you've got a great product idea and you're not quite sure what to do. Or maybe you've got inventory in your garage because you were selling your product on Amazon and you don't want to continue doing it, but you want someone to help you license your idea to a company to bring it to market for you. We have a new program that's called Gateway, where we do all the work for you. We'll find the right companies and the right people to make sure your product is pitched correctly to get the licensing deal. This new program is called Gateway. If you're interested, please check it out.